What's up, Cowboys Nation? This is something we never wanted to talk about so soon, but the news just dropped, and it's leaving fans absolutely stunned. There are moments in sports when it feels like time stands still, and this is one of them. We're talking about none other than Trevon Diggs, the lockdown corner, the former All-Pro, the guy who brought energy, swag, and electricity to the Cowboys' defense. And now, we may be watching his time in Dallas slowly fade out. Whether this is temporary or the beginning of the end, it's impossible not to feel a deep sense of gratitude and concern. Because when you hear phrases like "Goodbye Trevon Diggs" floating around the community, they don't come out of nowhere. They come from fear, from frustration, from a sense of loss before anything's even officially ended. So let's talk about what's really going on. Trevon Diggs, after missing the majority of last season with that brutal ACL tear in practice, which was a devastating blow to Dallas's championship aspirations, has been on the long road back. But it hasn't been smooth sailing. No, it's been full of setbacks, whispers behind the scenes, medical complications, and now he's been placed on the PUP list to start training camp. Not ideal. He's not practicing. He's not participating in team drills. And what makes it even more dramatic is that, during the offseason, Diggs missed mandatory workouts, triggering a clause in his contract that cost him $500,000. That's $500,000 gone. Just like that, and the front office didn't flinch. Jerry Jones and company said, "Rules are rules." That's the kind of message that sparks speculation. Is there tension between the team and Diggs? Are the Cowboys beginning to prepare for life without him? The answer, while not officially spoken, is hiding in plain sight. When a player like Diggs, a defensive playmaker, a ballhawk, a fan favorite, loses his grip on a secure spot in the rotation, the team's actions speak louder than press conferences. Behind the scenes, the Cowboys have been working younger players harder, testing combinations in the secondary, and leaning into Darren Bland, who emerged as a breakout star last season, leading the league in interceptions. That kind of emergence gives the coaching staff breathing room, but it also creates questions about whether Trevon Diggs, despite his natural talent and contract, is starting to become expendable. Now, let's slow down. No, Diggs has not officially been cut. He hasn't been traded, but the writing on the wall? Some fans are already reading it. They see the injuries piling up, not just the ACL, but cartilage damage, long-term wear on his knee, and the fact that doctors are being extremely cautious with his rehab. They hear words like limited movement and football activities without contact, and they realize this might not be a 6-month recovery. It could stretch well into the season. And then there's the cap situation. The Cowboys are preparing for major financial decisions, including the looming contract of Micah Parsons, who will command a record-breaking deal. If you're Jerry Jones, you have to start evaluating which expensive pieces are worth keeping and which might need to go, especially if their health and availability are now a question mark. Diggs signed a lucrative extension, and yes, that contract contains injury protections, but also places pressure on him to produce. And if he can't be on the field, then his value shifts, and that's where the fanbase starts to panic. Is this goodbye? Is this the last we'll see of Seven flying across the field, picking off passes and jawing with top receivers? Social media has been on fire. Fans are divided. Some believe Diggs deserves patience. After all, he gave us a magical 2021 season with 11 interceptions. He's a guy who can flip a game on one play. He's not just a shutdown corner, he's a momentum changer. He plays with heart, swagger, and the kind of flair that makes defenses dangerous. Others, however, are looking at the cold facts: injury history, questionable availability, and a heavy contract that now includes financial penalties. They ask the tough question, is it worth it? And if not, then when do we say thank you and move on? That's what's so bittersweet about this situation. Cowboys fans don't want to let go, but they're starting to prepare for it. And Diggs? Well, he hasn't made things easier. He's remained mostly silent. He hasn't posted training updates the way some players do. His camp has been quiet. No quotes, no optimism, just silence. And in the NFL, silence speaks volumes. The coaching staff, for their part, has been diplomatic. They've praised his work ethic, noted his commitment to rehab, and said the right things publicly. But behind closed doors, you have to believe they're planning for life without him, at least for now. Because in this league, you can't wait forever. You have to build depth. You have to protect the roster. And if a player can't go, someone else has to step up. That's what training camp is for. The emergence of younger guys, the veterans showing leadership, and position battles heating up, all while Diggs is on the sideline, watching, not playing. That image alone is hard to swallow. Trevon Diggs watching instead of locking up receivers? That's not what Cowboys fans are used to. That's not what this team is built on. But it's the reality we're facing now. So what happens next? Do the Cowboys activate him mid-season? Do they try to ease him back in slowly? Or do they make a tough decision to shelve him for the year, or even explore trade possibilities? That's the nightmare scenario, but in the NFL, nothing is off the table. We've seen teams move on from stars before. Remember Dez Bryant, DeMarcus Ware? It's a business. And when you're injured, not producing, and eating cap space, the leash gets shorter. It's not about loyalty, it's about winning, and that's where the cold truth sets in. As fans, we want fairy tales. We want the guy who wore the star to stay forever. We want to remember Trevon Diggs as the dynamic young star who electrified the league and helped bring swagger back to Big D. But sometimes, football doesn't give us fairy tales. Sometimes it gives us hard choices, brutal injuries, and quiet goodbyes. And right now, Cowboys Nation is facing that possibility. A quiet goodbye, no headlines, no press conference, just a fade to black. Diggs might come back stronger than ever. He might prove all the doubters wrong. He might intercept 10 passes and lead us to a Super Bowl. But the longer he remains off the field, the louder the whispers get. The more real the uncertainty becomes. And that's what this video is about. Not panic, not rumors, just reality. And part of that reality is taking a moment right now to say thank you. Thank you, Trevon Diggs, for the moments. For the swagger. For the pick sixes. For the fire. For putting Dallas back on the map defensively. For stepping up and becoming a leader when we needed one. Whether this is goodbye or just a long pause, the respect is real. And the fans? We remember. We always will. So Cowboys Nation, I turn it over to you. What do you think happens next? Is this the beginning of the end? Or just a bump in the road for one of our biggest stars? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit that like button if you believe in this team, and subscribe because we're going to keep following this story every single step of the way. No matter what happens, we ride together. Win or lose, healthy or injured, on the field or off. That's Cowboys Nation. Stay strong, stay hopeful, and maybe, just maybe, we'll see 7 flying around the secondary again soon. But until then, thank you, Trevon Diggs. Thank you for everything. From all of us, we're rooting for you. We're waiting. We're watching. And when you come back, we'll be ready to cheer louder than ever.